we'll talk about the another properties of the Python. Okay. Other properties of Python. This one is the enumerate. It's mainly used to produce sequential, iterable object. When we feed the iterable index variable, guys. Okay, it's also a built-in function, which means that you don't need to import the libraries to be used in this code. Okay, so how can we use that? Next one, a is equals to the 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, and e is the enumerate variable in here, enumerate a. Okay, first of all we need to print the e just like this one and type of e. Okay, see, this is the class of the enumerate. It's a variable. And so how can we utilize the e? We need to convert just like the range into the list. Okay, and so if we want to do this, we have the many tuples in here. 10 is related to the 0, 20 is related to the 1, 30 is related to 2, 3 and 4. This is the index variable, but automatically done based on or using the what to the enumerate values. Okay, so next two, we can create the dictionary values just like this one. Ali 10, Veli 20, and Selami 30, Ayşe 40 and Fatma 50. What's the keys of this dictionary, guys? Can anyone say that? What's the keys? Anyone? Names? Yes, thank you. And so how we can use this d in the enumerate? We need to convert to the list, and also enumerate d can be assigned in here. If we run this code and then 0 Ali, 1 Veli, 2 Selami, 3 Ayşe and 4 Fatma are assigned to the what to this enumeration, and these keys are connected or the links to the what to the index values of this one. Okay, this is the automatic way. In the third examples, a, for example, 12, 34, 2, 5, 30 minus 12, 44, 71 and 41. Okay, 4 index and val. This is the tuple values in here because we use the comma values in enumerate of the a, and so the index of this enumerate can be returned by using the enumerate keyword in here. Just see that we can print the index and val. Automatically the index values are created by using the enumerate. These are the useful to what? To build your own artificial intelligence examples, for example, or the image processing examples. Okay, and x4 is given here just like this one, and a maybe 9, 13, 8, 12, 22, 64 and 73, for example. For index and val in enumerate of the a, and so if val mod of 1 which means that even and odd numbers are iterated in here. A index can be reached in here, just like this one. And so the print A. What's the purpose of this code? This code can be created to the what? Two odd numbers are converted to the even one. Just see that. If we got to the what? To the odd numbers, and so the index is assigned to the reach to the what? The least values in here and increased with the 1, which means that odd numbers are converted into the what? Into the even one by using the these terms. Okay? This is highly useful to use to enumerate, to create automatically index of the what? Of your code. Okay? And also we can build the finding maximum value of a list with an index in here. For example, we can get this one and max index is equals to the 0 and 4 I in range of 1 to len A. Okay, if A max index, this is the algorithm of the what? If the current AI is bigger than this one, and so max index is assigned to the I. Okay, so we can find to the what? To the maximum index of these terms. See that print bigger number index, which is format of the what? The max index. Okay. If I run this code and so the bigger number index is the 7. For example, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 81 is the biggest number for a given the A list in here. Or we can do this right now. E is the enumerate of the A. We can create it. Max. Next is the iterable of the enum values in here. This is a special operator or the built-in function to be used on the sequential terms, and for T in E. And so if T1 bigger than max 1, and so max equals T, because we don't need to create right now to the index values, just like this one. We don't need to use the max index. Just use the max in here, and so the print the biggest number index can be copied just like this one. I'm sorry, max 0 in here. See, these two codes are identical, but one of them is the building to enumerate, the another one is the what are built on properties or the algorithms. Okay, any question? If you don't have any question, and so we will continue with the scope properties of the Python. Okay, scope properties of Python. What is the scope? For example, scope is the what is consists of between the function, methods, and libraries in the Python programming language. Okay, but what's the meaning of this? X1 is equal to 10. Def full can be defined in here, the print X, and def bar print X can be used in here. And so what's the result of the full code in here? What's the output right now? Yes, it's 10 because X is defined in the global scope. Okay, But what about this? X20 and bar can be called in here. What is the output of this code right now? Yes, because X is in the global scope. And if we reassign the X, see that this print X is what is changed. Okay? And also we can print the X right now, and 10, 20, 20 are given in here. Okay? This is the global scope. But what about this? X2, for example, X is assigned to 10, then def2 is defined, and Y20, and we can print the Y. So what's the output of this code right now? What is the output of this code? What is the output? Eren, you will participate today? Yes, 10. Thank you. See, this is global scope. But what about this? Print Y. What is the output of this code? $10 and 20. But we have, yes, error, Egemen. Yes, you're correct. Because this is the function scope. This Y is only current. Y is only current in the foo function, not global one. Okay? See? This Y is only utilized in the what? In the function of foo, guys. Okay? We have the syntax error in here. And so this is the global scope, and every function and the libraries can be can reach the X values, but Y is not, because it's in the what? The function scope, not the global one. Okay? And so what about this? Therefore X is equals to 10 and print X, and def var and X is 20 and print X, foo and bar. What's the output of this code right now? Eren, Egemen, Ibrahim. Yes, 10 and 20. But what about this? Right now, what is the output of this code? Yes, it's error, because in the bar we don't have the print X or X values in here. See? This is the error. Syntax error. What about this one? X4 is given here, X100, def foo, X200, print X. And if we call the foo, what's the output of this code? Yes, 200, because this X sees local or function scope X. But what about this one? Print X. Yes, 200 and 100, because this C sees to what? To global scope X. Okay? That is the rule. So x5 and x5. Okay. So x is equals to 100. Therefore, print x, and x is equals to 200 and print x. What is the output of this code right now? 100 and 200, but in this case cannot access local variable x where it's not associated with the values in here, which means that if you have the x 100, and so this print cannot seize the global one, because in the function of foo the x is defined later this print, and if this is the case, if we remove these terms, and so we don't have the error. But in the function scope, if we have definition of the x, the interpreter sees as a syntax error, which means that if this is removed, then there is no error. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? If the foo called print x, this cannot seize the global one, seize one, local, or the foo function x, and so this is a syntax error. Okay, because this foo possesses the x, and interpreter cannot solve this situation right now. But if I remove this, and so this 2x is assigned to the global one. Okay, and so the print x can be assigned with what? With 100, 100, and 100. Okay? This is the syntax rule. In the example 6, x equals to 10. Okay? Therefore, how can we reach the global x or remove these error values in here? We have special keywords global x and x20 and print x. What's the output of this code right now? 10. See, this is 20 because the global x is assigned in here. This x is updated to this one, because just see that the print x can be given in here. See, both of them are 20. Do you understand again? Because the x is the global x, and so this x is updated to what? To this one. Okay? This is 20. This is 20. What about this one? X is equals to 10. Therefore, print x and global x, and x is equals to 20, and foo and print x are written in here. What's the output of this code? See, in this case we have the x is used prior to global declaration, guys. Okay, this is a syntax error because this global x is to what is the first line of this foo function, not the before one, because the x is defined as the global x later than these two prints. Okay, and so we have the syntax error. There's no meaning or the logic in this case, but this is the rule of the Python, guys. Okay. Just remember that. So what about this one? Therefore, x is equals to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for I in x, and print I, and after that we can print I. Okay. What's the output of this code? What's the output of this code right now? It's a tricky question. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. No, not 4. Normally, in the C or C++, we should get the error, but in the Python, this is current, or no syntax error. If we have the definition of this one in the C or C++ programming language, in C or C++, we have error. This function possess after creating the what to the I in here. Okay, this I is contained in the foo function. But in C or C++, the for has its own scope. Okay, and so which means that if we define the for loop just like this one, and so this foo possesses the I with the last elements. But what about this print I? Right now, what's the values of this example? Yes, syntax error, because it possessed by function scope, not global. Okay, see this one. What about this one? The foo I is equals to 0, while I smaller than 10, x is equal to 10, and I plus equal 1. And after that, print x is given in here, and also foo is called. What is the output of this code? Just remember the previous example. The for loop cannot give us to the syntax error, and in the while loop, if we have the error or not. In this case, 10 times 10, this is 10. Okay, because we have only one print in here. This print outside of the while, but it is current, just like for loop. Okay, in C or C++ we have error, but not in Python. Okay. What about this? The foo x. This is the argument of the x. If x greater than 0 and y is equals to 10. And outside of the if, we can print the y in here, and so foo is assigned with the 10. What's the output of this code? Yes, this is 10. But what is the output of this code? None. Why? Why again? Yes, yes. If the if statement is not run, we don't have y. See? Cannot access local variable y where it's not associated with the values. Okay? This is a semantic error. not the syntax one, because if we compile this code, we can check. But if we assign the -10, this is a runtime error, and so this is a semantic error, guys. Okay. We have special function as a map. Okay. It takes function and it's a variable object. Then each object is passed into this function and returns the new iterable object. Okay. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, def foo and return n times n, for example, b map foo and a is a list. Map relates to the whole the values of these terms in the process of the lot with the foo, and so we can print the b values in here just like this one. See, this is a b. Okay, but what about this? C is equals to the foo a in here. We have the error because this is error because since it is iterable object. But what about this? Print b and list b. In that case, we will return to the what, the address of the map object, but this foo is applied on the what, the a list. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. Okay? We can use the map function based on these properties, guys. Okay? It's useful. And what about this one? Map function. Import mat can be included in here. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And b is equals to what, the conversion of the list can be applied with the map of the what, the mat sqrt is a function and a, and so we can print the b in terms of the what, the square roots of the what, the a list. 1, 1.41, 1.73, 2, 2.23. For example, if we assign the 100, and so the last one is equals to what, 10. See? This is another function related to this example of the map. Okay? And so names can be assigned with the what, Ali, Veli, Selami, Ayşe, and Fatma, but with many A's. Okay? Print map, and so we can convert or apply the len function on the names, which is returns to the what, length of the whole of these names. See, just like this one, map length, and this is the property. And so how we can add this one? Oh, I remember that we need to cast the list in here. Okay, see, 3, 4, 6, 4, 12. We have 3 character, 4 character, 6 character, 4 character, and 12 character. Okay, or we can print the what, the max map of the len and names in here. See, this is 12 because the Fatma has 12 characters based on this one. This map is a useful body to what? To apply any function properties for a given sequence or the list or the tuples or the dictionary values, guys. Okay? Any question? If you don't have any question, and so in the next lesson we will talk about the nested function, global and local functions, and also comprehensions. Okay?